All right, welcome. I'm going to do a cast of this game, which was played between James Jocan and Clear Distortion. Now, this is about 1350 ELO, I believe. It's a nomad game. I was recommended this game. I know very little about how it actually went down, but I do know it's Poles versus Aztecs. James Jocan as the Poles and Clear Distortion as the Aztecs on Nomad. Let's get started. So you can see Nomad start. Fantastic. You normally begin by placing a town center in the on a very clear heavy wood line like so. You can see both players have done that. And then you also go to make a dock. Well, good luck, have fun from James Jocken and the U2 from Clear Distortion. Good to see. Then you want to make a dock and a house, and so you can get some fishing ships out and really boost your economy. Now, I don't believe either player knows where the other one is, but let's just double check that. So Clear Distortion does not know where Jams Jocken is, and Jams Jocken does not know where Clear Distortion is. All right. No worries. So both players are going to be doing, I think, a pretty standard build order here. Essentially, you want to have as much of your economy focused at your town center on wood to start. And the reason why is because that enables you to make some fishing ships, which in turn will get you some food from the fish, which in turn enables you to have a stronger economy. Both players up at a very similar time. You can see here on the right, they are up almost identically. We're just going to change this one to show the amount of villages, just so you can see the population gap, which is an early indicator of how well both players are playing the Dark Age. Now, I do notice that Clear Distortion has 2 boars in pretty reach, 3 boars even in pretty reachable range, whereas Jams Jocken seems to not have had such luck. There is one clear one as an option here on the right, if you can find that, and there's another one on the left, and then it would be a long trek to either of these, actually. Meanwhile, I do prefer Jams Jocken's dock position right on the corner of the map here, and the docks are a very... Oh, they're not that far away from each other. Um, it's just one side of the map, but enough where uh, I don't think we're going to see any shenanigans such as laming of the villagers on the docks or anything like that. And we can see the comparison, both players very even at the moment. Clear Distortion perhaps a little bit of a lead, but Clear Distortion having to go for Loom now as well. In fact, both players going for Loom, so almost identical to this point. James Jocken putting up a house as well. And you can see Clear Distortion bringing in the first war. This is around the time where you definitely want to start getting some hunts under your town center. Let's see if Clear Distortion can pull this lure off. Very clean, well done. You can see idling the town center though, not ideal. 10 villages to 9. James Jocken somehow managing to maintain villager production despite having no food under the town center. And it's not a good start, but has seen this boar now. And we'll bring that boar in, most likely. Nope. Yep, is going to bring it in. And we'll probably start to see a little bit of a population lead mount up for the Aztecs here, as he is able to produce out of both the town center and the dock. 3 fishing ships here for Distortion and 3 for Jams Jocken. Does get a boar in from the right side and now bringing in the second boar. Ooh, very close, but does pull off the lure. Well done. You can see Distortion is housed, which is very costly at this stage. Not for too long. Was aware that it was going to happen. You can see James Jocken has a couple sheep here. Let's check each player's point of view. So we can see that Distortion has searched quite a lot of the area here. Has not found anything about where James Jocken is, but maybe noticed that there was a boar here that got stolen. So he's running this way just to try to explore. I don't mind that option. And using his sheep to explore as well. Now sees a house. Okay, fantastic. That's very good instincts by Distortion, but needs to be careful. That's probably in the range of the town center. Not noticed there by Jamsjokin, or maybe it was and was not in the range. And now scouting the shoreline as well. Let's... Oh, maybe he wants to steal this sheep. Does a good job there. Let's switch over to Jamsjokin's view. Did notice he lost a sheep here. Wondering whether that is indicating to him that his opponent is here, or that his opponent has a villager walking around. Now trying to scout the shoreline as well. You can see both players in a similar position. 19 population, 20 population, and this game is going to go into the feudal age in a fairly even position. Let's have a chat about some of the options which you will often see players. Oh, you can see if Jamsjokin notices, there is a boar being taken from this left side. Possibly could do a building trick to de-aggro this boar. Just waiting for it. We'll now try to lame the villager. And I think probably missed a trick there by not building, and can't lose this villager. Well done in the end. Did make things very difficult for his opponent, but in the end the ball comes in and eyeing the town center. Has probably been doing that for a little while here. Needs to build the building, making the follow-walk now to click up to the next stage. And you can see up to the next age. And the first player up to the next stage is Jamsjokin. The population 23 to 24. Let's have a talk about some of the options that you can go for in Nomad. It is common to attempt to take control of the water because, as we discussed, the fishing eco is worth quite a lot. That's essentially six villagers working on food right now. If you can kill 6 villagers from your opponent, that is extremely strong. You can see Distortion has clicked up also. So you would either do that. It's often possible to do a fast castle if you have access to stone, and then try to make a castle on your opponent's base. Walling in these outposts is an interesting move. I don't hate it. I'd love to see this sheep continue to scout because we do know that the dock is just here, but that's probably just there's other things to focus on. You can see Jamsjokin going up to this top side here. Maybe wants to make a dock on this. You can see a little bit of vil fighting going on here. This does for sure favor the Poles as their villagers heal, just naturally. Let's go back to seeing everything. And maybe this will be a dead villager, well pulled away by Distortion. But that is 2 weak villagers, and you can see these Polish villagers. You can see he is just healing up on his own. And maybe we'll see a tower dropped here by Jamsjokin. I would love a tower just here, actually. And does that. Fantastic. And that's outside the town center range, and will range the town center and this entire wood line. And as Poles, you are kind of encouraged to go into towers because of the resource gathering bonus. You can see a blacksmith for Distortion, and both players are going to contest water, but not commit heavily to water. Just the one dock for both players. Jamsjokin probably feeling like there's enough fish, and same for Distortion rather than redocking. There's a lot of action on land, and you can see a massive relocation of economy. Look at all these villagers building the market for Distortion. Population is somewhat similar to Distortion with a slight lead, but this is a massive inefficiency. You can see a lot of very weak villagers here for Distortion. Outpost and walling in the tower. I love the walling in of the tower. Now if you can come around to this side and deny this wood line as well, I think the game is almost over, to be honest with you. I don't really know what Distortion does. We will see, of course. Coming out to this side is Distortion, making an outpost. That's a good move. That's the ideal tower location. And now Distortion coming around to this side as well. The only problem with that tower is that only two villagers can build it, and there are 5 idols here. Maybe gonna have to do a little bit of villager fighting. There's so many villagers coming to deny this. Distortion knows how important it is that this tower is not finished. You can see this villager needs to be pulled away. Well done by Jams Jockin. Maybe he can get a couple villager kills. Well pulled away as well by Distortion. And it's some good villager fighting here. Distortion is up to the Castle Age and has successfully pushed away this tower, but there are a lot of idle villagers for both players right now. A lot of villager fighting continuing here. That's the advantage of the Polish villagers, of course. Jams Jockin now deletes that tower. Now going to try to take out the outpost. I'd like to see Jams Jockin perhaps commit less villagers, repairing this town center, and then some more vill fighting. Both players not hesitating on the vill fighting. I think that really favors Jams Jockin. We can see the population here. But Distortion up to the next stage. Jams Jockin going to tower the gold. I love that. And now going to put another tower down here. That doesn't really achieve very much, but maybe he wants to chain over to this location. I do like the tower approach. We can see on the water that it's been somewhat even. I would say Distortion has the slight lead, but both players heavily distracted on land. No eco kills there. You can see only 1 death for Jams Jockin, and that was a fire ship. Distortion 1 kill, 1 death. Not sure how that death occurred, maybe to a boar. You see a tower being dropped now by Distortion. Doesn't want to allow the pole tower rush chain to continue. And rushing this tower up. You can see this tower and this tower. And Jams Jockin really just squeezing in here. Distortion trying to take out this tower, but Jams Jockin does a very good job of walling. Now needs to garrison in this tower. Maybe could lose 1. Does a good job pulling that one back. And now this tower is causing inefficiency. These villagers are not attacking the tower. Jams Jockin desperately needs fletching here, so this can be ranged. But could continue to repair, and I think overall, although Jams Jockin is in the Feudal Age and Distortion is in the Castle Age, there's really not a lot that Distortion is doing with that advantage. Fletching would be extremely useful. Jams Jockin now wanting to repair that tower, but too late to doing so. On water, still no more action. 1 fire ship here as well, but it's all land focused here. You can see this tower wanting to be taken out now by Distortion. I think Jams Jockin needs to try to fight with villagers here. Try to use the tower as well. The fact that the villagers heal is a fantastic thing. Now has fletching as well. Gonna take out this villager. Then could perhaps take out another villager. Garrison's inside. Gonna take another villager. Some very good control on Jams Jockin's behalf. All the villagers connecting up on this side. I think chaining this way is probably the best option. If you chain here, then here. I'm really not sure what Distortion does in that instance, but he is coming around to this right side. And let's check the resources for Distortion. Getting close to having enough stone for a castle, and I think wants to drop that castle on Jams Jockin's base. Jams Jockin also coming forward. Perhaps noticed this, wants to contest the castle. And here we go, sending 17 villagers against the 10. And we're going to have more vill fighting. Both players have done a pretty good job vill fighting so far, but Jams Jockin, I would say, has the clear advantage. Both civ-wise and so far execution-wise. Distortion drops the 11, as you can see, almost the entire economy for Jams Jockin. In fact, all but these villagers and the fishing ships. Chasing. And here comes the Aztec villagers as well. He wants to drop a castle. I think he's going to try to drop it here, but I think that's a... Yes, he wants to drop it just here, but that's a win, I believe, for Jams Jockin. And we're going to have another massive set of field fights here. Wow. It's going to be very difficult to cast what happens here, so let's just pay attention to the KD. 6-2 for Jamstock and 7-2. Definitely getting the better of this fight. 8-2. Pulling away the weak ones. You can see going to lose one now. Yes, maybe we'll lose another. 9-3. Distortion loses one. We'll lose another and another. 2 more down for Distortion. Keep in mind, a lot of these were weak anyway. The tower's helping out, of course. This is absolute chaos. This villager will probably go down, getting pulled away. Jamstock and meanwhile up to the castle age, but the action continues here. 15-4. The micro here has been so much superior for Jamstocken, and the advantage from the Polish villagers is huge. And I think this game is going to be very difficult now for Distortion. Jam's now dropping the castle. Counter drop. Of course, this castle does nothing but perhaps deny this castle, and they're just going to try to both get the castles up. I think both castles probably go up, but Jamstocken's goes up slightly faster. 65. They're going to go up at almost the same time. And in they get. 2 villagers going to go down here for Jamstocken because they can't be garrisoned. And perhaps Petards is the play here. You could see Petards queued up by Distortion. 3 Petards, but there's possibly enough space here for Jamstocken to shoot the Petards as they come out. We will have to see about that. Jamstocken going for the Obuch, the Polish unique unit. Let's see if these Petards can pay off for Distortion. So much of the economy committed to this. We can see the population difference, 47-32. Here come villagers. I'm not sure what they're doing there. He's not shooting them, he's shooting the castle. I'm a bit concerned about that actually, because if the Petards come out, they're not going to be shot by the castle. He doesn't commit. Both players need to notice this. Both players need to notice that Jamstocken has clicked the castle rather than just allowed the castle to attack naturally. But the Overwatch killing things over here on the right side as well, taking down villages. Both players idling the town centers as you would expect. It's just a chaotic game. And I think it's been the same approach. Well, 5 petards. I don't think that takes out a castle. But it does get it very close. It does have it very close. And maybe Jamstocken will notice this and send some villagers to repair. Meanwhile, there's another castle going up on this left side I did not notice. But this one's supported by Obuch. Clear Distortion is very upset about this. I don't think this has been terrible at all. I think this has been fantastically entertaining. And Jamstocken has certainly asserted his will. You can see this castle is definitely going to give a very good position. Would have loved to keep this castle up, but 39 villages to 21, and I just can't see a way back into this from Distortion. Another castle could come in from Jamstocken. Let's check the resources. Does have enough for another castle, and I think he's going to drop it. Maybe here would be a great spot for it, to be honest with you. Distortion in a panic trying to take some gold underneath the tower. That's not going to work. Castle over here on the north side. Hemming him in. I think if you're going to make it another one, perhaps here would be a great spot. Don't even know what I did wrong. I know what you did wrong. You fought against Polish villagers, my friend. You Vil fought against Polish villagers. You were out microed. How can I Vil fight against Poles? You can't. You needed a different strategy. Yep, correct. You can't let it get to that. And now these villagers getting shot down by the castle. How do you stop that, lol? You wall. You make your own towers. You go into early army, like you make archers to prevent more towers going down. You control your villagers better, but overall, just a fantastic game, very entertaining. We can just have a look at the fishing economies. Both stayed working throughout most of the game, in fact, all of the game here. You can see the population towards the end just massively in favor of Jamsjokken. And this strategy is certainly an effective one. 35 to 6 kill to death ratio. Whoa! Wow. We can see the villager high 43 to 37. The castle age came in well for distortion, but didn't do anything with it. That was the problem. You can see the timeline here as well. Well, that'll do it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed. If you'd like me to cast a game, just send me a message on Discord or come drop by my stream. Alright, take care. Bye bye.